How about now? Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. For the comedy, they usually have instructions for comedy shows. We're not going to do that at all. No, really, this is kind of fun. This is, boy, a few months ago, this would feel deadly. It's awesome. So anyway, I'm not just going to barrel in. I got someone to help me with the show. I'm going to introduce him now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for tonight, Mr. John Manley.
All right. Good morning. Buonasera. Bonjour. Or wearing this shirt like this, I would say, howdy y'all. Texas in the house. So yeah, wow. Isn't this great? 18 months where we've had Mother Nature play a joke on us, and tonight the joke's on her. And you're going to get all the jokes. And I figure being here, we get to laugh, we get to enjoy, we get to do everything that we're going to have tonight. And I am so excited that you guys are being here and that you're here. I'm just surprised that all the military people didn't stand up when I walked in with this shirt. I thought that was the only standing ovation I'm going to get tonight. You know that? But that's okay. So, welcome. I hope you have a good time. My name is Major Manley. Yep. True. Not a lie. Name as destiny. Major Manley. Major Manley. So, well, actually, the Marine Corps gave me that name. I'm a retired Marine Major. And when I retired, I retired. Now, you should see me in a leopard print Speedo in Santorini, crashing. All the Instagram models, or in the Amalfi Coast, wherever we go, because I retired, and I can do that. Most of you can't. The military folks here don't. But yeah, Major Manley was my name. My name is destiny. My father was a career Air Force officer, and he retired as a colonel. And I thought Colonel Manley just didn't sound right. So I programmed my career, you military people understand this, I programmed my career to flame out as Major, so I could always be Major Manley. I did everything I could to be Major Manley. And so, because that is my name, and I do that. Before I became and went into the Marine Corps, I was always manly from the day I was born. My friends didn't really call me that. You know, so-called friends, bullies at school. I was boily, girly, sissly, muttly, all these things. And then I had kids. My kids called me from dada to daddy to dad to psycho. You know, what are you going to do about these kids? That's what they are. But at the end, you know, names mean something, and when you stick with the name, when you have a name, like Major Manley, you know, it's better than all those air wingers that create call signs and they do things, you know, Rooster, Bamf, or whatever, Iceman, all those kind of things. Who cares? That's just the lasting name that somebody gives in an air wing. But not me. I got Major Manley, and that's the name is destiny. Now, I had a lot of friends in the Marine Corps and throughout the services that had other good names that worked perfectly. I worked with a Major Payne. Now, he's a bit of a jerk. I had, let's see, there was a Sergeant Major, for those of you who understand. First Sergeant, who had been Sergeant but got promoted. There was one of my favorites was Major Delay. You know, you could block a chow line. These are all legitimate names. And then there was this Private Parts with a Z. He was a driver for General Mills. It was not the cereal company, but it sort of seemed like it. And then a couple others. There was one, his name was, well, he grew up in the ranks, but he was a Major Dick. But he didn't want to stay there because that's a bad name as destiny. So he just went all the way up to 4-star and became General Dick. So he got out, but he wasn't a Marine, he was in the Air Force. Of course, yes, absolutely, absolutely, of course. So anyway, yeah, they were there. But my two favorite that I ever worked with, and this is as they would say in the Air Wing, no shit. I worked with Captain America. Captain America, he was a good man. He was Captain John America. He was there with Major Manley. He got promoted to major and got out of the Marine Corps. And I could not understand why he got promoted. He should have stayed Captain America for the rest of his life. Major America? No, it doesn't really work, you know. But he got out. At least he should have become a pilot or bought a boat or something so he could still be a captain. Captain America. Yeah. But there was another one, and my favorite, though, he was my wingman the night I met my wife back in 2004, and his name was Major Richard Harden. What? Well, I know some of y'all have Texas accents. So my wingman, in a Texas accent, was Major Dick Hardon. How y'all doing? I'm Major Dick Hardon, Major Richard Hardon. You call me Major Dick Hardon, Hardon, Dick Hardon, Major Hardon. You call me any of those things, just call me. That's why he has 5 ex-wives. But speaking of Dick, didn't 2020 kick us all in the junk every single day? Oh my God, I can tell you, for me personally it did. You know, I had COVID back in March of 2020, and it was no fun, particularly when I had no energy to turn off the 17 seasons of The Family Guy that I watched because I didn't have enough strength to turn it off. And Hulu does automatic show after show after show, season after season after season. Oh my God, Family Guy. And then who could forget the Tiger King? That one at least I slept through. My fever and the hallucinations took me all the way to wherever it took me, and I was happy about that. But I'll tell you what, every single day, we know that, we were in lockdown. We were all in lockdown together somewhere, particularly if you're here in Germany, and they got stricter and different and whatever, and we would do these things, it would loosen up a little bit, and then finally we're there, you know. And how many games of Go Fish can you play with your family? I don't know. You know, I kicked my kids out of the house and they don't even live with me. I was like, oh, just so tired of it. Go fish. You know, and hey honey, let's go take a walk around the yard. You know? Felt like a little bit of a prison and all that kind of stuff. But then things cleared up a little bit. And at Christmas time, the Germans gave us something. They gave us the ability to hang out with one other couple. And so we were like, wow, we were like cruising on COVID. We had a bunch of months of knowing what this was, what it wasn't. I knew it wasn't going to kill me because it already took its chance, and it didn't. But we knew that. So we invited some friends over for New Year's Eve dinner. A very dear couple of ours, and I was going to cook Chateaubriand, and I was going to make potatoes au gratin. We were going to drink about 70 bottles of wine. And just to get through there. And to know, like all of you, that all we wanted to do was kick 2020 in the groin and get on to 2021 and make everything good again. So I wake up the morning of New Year's Eve, and I go and do my morning ritual. I go to the bathroom. And God had decided that he wanted to make me a balloon animal. What I mean is, when I looked down and I wanted to go to the bathroom, I was 4 times the size that I should have been. And I had no idea. And I'm always kind of paranoid. I think COVID didn't kill me, but I'm like, am I going to die from an exploding penis? I don't know. I was scared. You know, I'm the one who, you know, every time I feel a heart palpitation, I get my Apple Watch 6 and I take my EKG just to make sure that I'm still ticking. And so I was doing that. So anyway, yeah, I don't know what was going on. And I didn't I panicked, and I was like, okay, this isn't normal. I mean, I am Major Manley, but it's not normal. I mean, size matters sometimes, not then. But, so I went, I don't want to go to the hospital because COVID. So I don't know if I should go. I don't know if it's going to kill me. I don't know if I could just suffer through it. So I did what anybody would do, and I went and I Googled swollen penis on a government computer. You know, I just have to say, don't Google that. You will never see my condition. You will see a lot of other conditions. And I was like, oh my God, wow, okay. So then I decided, okay, maybe my health insurance provider, I called the nurse hotline and said, hey, I've got this thing going on. And she said, well, you know, because of COVID, we've just started all these teledoc appointments. We can do everything over the internet. And I was like, hallelujah. After what I just saw, well, maybe we could make this work. So she said, well, what is your condition? And I said, well, I kind of have a swollen penis. And she's like, okay, well, take some pictures. Quick. I got every angle. And send them up to the cloud. So I sent them up to the cloud, figuring, okay, I got this appointment, it's fine. And I sit there and wait for my appointment for 2.5 hours. And now it's the middle of the afternoon, basically, on New Year's Eve day, you know, holiday weekends, we know nothing's going to be open. And finally, I realized that there was no appointment because I didn't live in the United States and it was only good there. So I argued with her and I said, look, I can't go through life with this, and I've already been kicked in the nuts a couple times this year. I don't need it. And so she said, okay, well, just change your address to Texas, and then we'll get you a Texas doctor to look at it. And I went, fine, that's good. So I did. 5 minutes later, this Texas doctor comes on. A German doctor from Stuttgart working in Austin, Texas. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I said, okay, doc, you know, what can you tell me? He goes, well, you didn't send any pictures. And I went, yes, I did. I don't know where they are, but yes, I did. And he goes, well, just show me. So that was my first experience as webcam operator. And I'm like, can you see me now? Can you see me now? Can you see me now? And he absolutely said, yeah, I can see you now. He said, you need to go to the doctors. So if you know anything about German medicine, here in Stuttgart, I'm sure most of us do, if you're not going to the Patch Clinic, which is very good, hands out to Patch Clinic, every hospital has its own specialty. The only hospital I knew was Bosch, Robert Bosch Hospital. It was kind of close to my house. I said, okay, I'll go up there. So I go in. You have to go through COVID protocols. They almost want to test you. You go in. I'm standing there in front of the desk. Little old lady sitting there, doesn't speak English. I don't speak German. So I was like, and she's like, was? And I was like, großer penis. She turned red, flustered, threw some forms at me. The people behind me were like kind of laughing a little bit. I was like, okay, yeah, okay. Sat in the emergency room there, filling out paperwork. And finally I get called back to the doctor, and the doctor's like, we do not see this. This is urology. You need to go to Katharina Hospital. And now it's 6 o'clock. My friends have come over. I'm driving all over town with Major Manley, Jr. He was more senior than me. And I drive around, so I drove over to Katharina Hospital. It's deserted New Year's Eve. So I go in and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going there. I've never been to that hospital before, and I find my way up, and I find my way to an admissions clerk, a little old lady who doesn't speak English. Was? Großer penis. So she goes, flustered, red, throws some forms at me, says, upstairs, floor, I don't even know the word for floor, I know you guys do, but fear. Go up there to the urology department. So I sit there for a couple minutes, and then this doctor comes in, and the only doctors in hospitals, just like the United States, on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or these holidays, are interns. So here's a young intern who walks in, and he goes, my name is Stephen Jobs. No. And I went, so you're the guy that created the technology that allowed me to take dick pics. And with that, I had a great Chateaubriand that night and a lot of wine. So anyway, so that's about my time. At this time, I'd like to introduce our main act, Mr. Bengt Washburn. For those of you who know him, you will laugh hysterically. For those of you who don't know him, you will laugh hysterically. He's been on Conan O'Brien. He's been on Comedy Central. He's a dry bar comedy. If you put Bengt Washburn plus dry bar comedy, it helps him out. You'll see his shows there. And most of all, he's on YouTube. And just remember, don't ever Google swollen penis or balloon animals. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get Bengt.